If you thought the rich kids of Instagram were ostentatious with their boundless wealth, just wait until you see their folks. They're old enough to know better, but they still love to show off their luxury lives on social media. And often, it just goes to show just how ridiculous those lavish lifestyles really are. If this is your first time visiting our channel, click the button down below to subscribe. And watch today as we share how the rich parents of Instagram are putting their kids to shame. Stay tuned until the very end to see the most bizarre places these wealthy folks stash their cash. Pets. Most normal folks have a cat or a dog as a pet, but these kinds of standard pets are not the choice of the rich parents of Instagram. Oh no, they have more unusual pets, like cheetahs. Yes, really. And what better way to show off your luxury lifestyle than to share a photo of your extravagant pet sitting on top of your incredibly expensive supercar? That Rolls Royce is shocking enough with its gold bonnet, but put a wild cat on top of it and it becomes jaw-dropping. The cheetah was wearing a leash, but nobody was holding on to it. Let's hope it didn't decide to run off. As if a wild animal like a cheetah should be kept on a leash, sitting on a car. It's like the more money these people have, the more outrageous their choices become. Of course, some of them also have more normal species as pets, but they seem to love photographing them on top of their supercars' bonnets, like this little lapdog. You can bet that pampered pooch eats more pieces of expensive steak in a week than we do in a year. The rich kids of Instagram probably can't be bothered to have a pet in the first place, but when their parents do, they go all out.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce we are producing our own original content. Head over to The Trendy for the best DIYs, fashion tips, makeup hacks, and so much more. We are sure you're going to love it, and be sure to let us know what you think in the comment section. We love to hear from you. See you there.
Cars. They go all out with their choice of transportation too. Just like their kids, the rich parents of Instagram take any opportunity to put down the peasants, like snapping pictures of normal people peering in the window of their ride and adding the caption, "Love it when peasants admire my car," or simply writing across the picture of their Lamborghini, "Not for peasants." They're not above a pun or two either when sharing shots of their sweet wheels. Millionaire entrepreneur Manny Khoshbin quipped, "Ready to roll," as he posed next to his Rolls Royce. They don't just deserve these fancy rides for special occasions either. They even take them on the school run. And they like to share photos of their supercars with captions like, "Taking my kid to school in this car," or "When I pick up my kid from private school." Talk about the most ostentatious school parking lot you'll ever see. Nor do they simply collect their kids in their own expensive cars. They buy their offspring their own mini versions too. They start them young, like Tammy Hembrow. The rich fitness trainer posed with her son and his miniature version of her black Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. That sure is mother goals. Jets. Fancy cars are all well and good, but you haven't really made it in life until you have a fancy plane too. The rich parents of Instagram share photos of their private jets in as blasé a manner as you or I would share a shot of our ride to work on public transport. Not only do they take selfies on board their luxury wings, but they also have other people taking photos of them taking selfies, like Instagram millionaire Gianluca Vacchi. Or they pose outside the plane on the tarmac. They might even lie down for a little rest on the steps up to the plane, like English entrepreneur Joe Fournier. And how about cars parked in front of a private jet? Nothing screams rich beyond my wildest dreams than a photo of a fleet of supercars with a private jet in the background. Expensive transportation is just one way these super rich parents show off their lavish lives on Instagram. They also love to show us peasants the crazy places they keep their cash. Keep watching to the end and you'll be shocked at where they put their $100 bills. Clue: you'll never look at a particular type of food in the same way again. Vacations. A lot of these rich parents of Instagram use their private jets to get away on vacation. And as you'd expect, they put their kids to shame with their extravagant getaways. After all, they're more experienced when it comes to choosing the most lavish way to holiday. If we were to ask you what's top of any millionaire's wish list, what would you say? We reckon super yacht would rank pretty high on many lists. And a huge yacht is the perfect way to have the privacy and luxury you'd expect if you were filthy rich and on vacation. Of course, when these people share photos of their expensive seafaring vessels on social media, they can't help but show off. And the rich parents of Instagram show their kids exactly how to boast with their incredible captions. Like when they post a picture of a massive yacht and add the sarcastic comment, "Our new yacht is small." They rub it in our faces even more when they take the shot from their very own jet ski. Talk about how the top 1% live. And when they're not showing off on fancy vacations, they're lounging around in their amazing houses. Or should we say mansions? Houses. They say a person's home is their castle, and that's almost literally the case for the rich parents of Instagram. While most of them don't actually own castles and palaces, they make their mansions as regal as possible, and then share shots of their extravagant homes on social media with the sole purpose of making the rest of us jealous. For starters, they have indoor swimming pools, but they don't stop there. They decorate their pools in the most extravagant ways possible, like this Versace-themed indoor pool. There's a spa pool right next to the generously sized swimming pool, and lounge beds lined up around the outside. Their pools are better than most day spas offerings. They could quite happily never set foot outside their mansions again, but it's not just the inside of their homes that they like to show off, it's the outside too. Like Arjun Seth's amazing outdoor pool. The CEO of Protein World showed his followers how he enjoys chillaxing at his villa in Bali. Everything about this picture is set up to induce envy in anyone who sees it. The rich parents of Instagram always have flashier homes than their kids. They're the ones with the most money after all. Watches. One of the most popular ways for the rich parents of Instagram to spend their money is buying watches, and they love nothing more than to pose with their watches in front of their supercars logo. You know, for a double dose of jealousy-inducing boasting, like the rich dude who took a picture of his Panerai Luminor Marina watch inside his Porsche, or the show-off who took a video of himself holding not one, but 5 watches inside his Bugatti. Talk about obnoxious. This is not just watches that they love to show off, of course, but all kinds of jewelry made from gold and jewels. And what could go better with a Rolex than a lavish bangle? They don't just wear their watches and jewelry while cruising in their supercars either. They like to keep their bling on wherever they go, even if it's not the best idea. For example, when beach attire consists of a chunky gold chain, gem-encrusted pendants, and an expensive watch, you know a rich person is involved. They even go as far as to contrast their fancy Rolex with what they call peasants' food, aka McDonald's. It's not surprising they have so many watches, given that they love shopping so much. Shopping. When most parents take their kids shopping, they might treat them to a toy. But the rich parents of Instagram have different shopping goals, like the parents who treated their daughter to Louboutin shopping in London's most exclusive retail district, or the mom who treated her daughter to Louis Vuitton on one of her weekly shopping trips. Louis Vuitton is a favorite store for the rich parents of Instagram, and what better way to show off your many purchases than by snapping a shot of all those LV bags on the front seat of your supercar. There's barely enough room for this shopping queen mom to squeeze into her car next to all those designer bags. It's clear that these people love to shop. Their Instagram snaps are full of their purchases, from big ticket items like cars and private jets to the clothes, jewelry, and accessories they love to splash out on a regular basis. Let's be honest, many of their shoes and watches probably cost more than our cars. But when you're filthy rich, you can go on shopping sprees whenever you feel like it, unlike the rest of us, who wait eagerly for payday. And when they get those purchases back home, they display them like a total boss, as we're about to see. Shoes. A lot of people would love an extensive shoe collection, and some regular people do have quite the assortment of footwear, but chances are they keep them on a standard shoe rack, or even just have them piled up on top of each other in the bottom of their closet. But the rich parents of Instagram don't do things by half. They're going to have a shoe compendium, and yes, of course, they're going to have one of those. Then, they're going to display their selection with elegance, like surrounding them with a gold frame as if they're some kind of modern art installation, and artfully arranging them to best show off the side and back views of their high heels. Of course, these aren't going to be the kind of shoes you can pick up at a regular store. They're top designer shoes like Louboutins with price tags to match. These heels are the highest possible. They're colored bronze, silver, and gold, and they're covered in sparkle and glitter. We bet there's even a maid whose sole job is to polish those babies. These parents are showing their kids a thing or two about how to make shoe collecting an art form. Champagne. If you thought the rich kids of Instagram were bad when it comes to over-the-top beverage choices, just wait until you see what their folks are like. You'd expect the rich parents of Instagram to have expensive tastes when it comes to alcohol, and when they drink bubbles, they go all out. Of course, their champagne is the best money can buy, but it's not just what's inside the glass that counts. Even the bottles have to be next level. We're talking gold-plated, and that's just a regular Friday night, with 5 gold-plated bottles of Armand de Brignac lined up. When you're so used to drinking Moet, it probably gets kind of boring. So it's no surprise that the rich parents of Instagram like Christina S. to find weird new ways of serving it. like attaching a bottle to a gold gun. Champagne is such a standard drink for them, they even fill their baths with bottles of the stuff. You might see college students filling a bathtub with cans of beer in the same manner, but just take a moment to consider the price difference between a bathtub of beer and a bathtub of champagne. It's not just champagne that they fill their tubs with either, as we're about to find out in our final entry. Splashing the cash. It must be hard to know what to do with all those $100 bills and €500 notes, so how about bathing in it? As if their bathrooms aren't impressive enough, they go and fill them full of cash. Not only is this woman's bathtub full of bills, but all the surfaces are covered in it too. And she's even throwing them over her head as if they're nothing more than worthless pieces of confetti. We guess when you're rolling in money, you might as well literally roll around in it, or just lay face down in it whilst wearing a bikini and covering your body in bills. Then of course, you could just fold up your notes and place them in a bread roll, calling this cash sandwich a small snack before bedtime. That's not the only weird place they store their bills. If your safe is full of watches, jewelry, and money, then you might have to find somewhere else to stash the rest of your cash, like in a Kleenex box. But as the caption says, you'll then hate it when one of your kids is sick and needs to use those expensive tissues. All the trials and tribulations of being rich. Do you think the rich parents of Instagram are more ostentatious than their kids? Let us know in comments. And please give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.